Hi, I'm Cora. Welcome to my channel, CorasAtHerCorner, and today I am going to react to a Mary Kay's recruitment call where this was actually from 2 years ago. Long story short, I gave birth 2 years ago, the day after Christmas, and there was this girl through a mutual family friend's ex that was trying to recruit me and is still trying to recruit me. So I decided to join on into this call. It's been a while since I recorded this, and the stuff that I had saved for this is on my old computer that's no longer with us. So the thing I am missing is the screenshot of answer this question and you can win up to $500. I have never answered anything like that, and I wasn't sure what they went about to win the $500. So I cut in on this call. Also, before we get started, I was told by a friend, oh, since then they've changed the recruitment process. Well, the girl that's still trying to recruit me, I decided to ask her a few questions. So she thinks I'm interested in signing up for Mary Kay, I guess. And to find out the person that lied to my friend. So they're still recruiting. Oh, you don't have to recruit. You get this percent of sales and this percent of sales. Yeah, that may be true, but you actually have to sell stuff. And let's be honest, with all those consultants trying to recruit people, they're saturating the market. I'm not going to get too much into this girl who's trying to recruit me. I can say she's a lot younger than me, and her mother is on the very top that I'm aware of. And so she has ranked up pretty quickly. It's because of nepotism, because they will do that in MLMs, allegedly. So I tried my best to edit around to where people's faces and stuff weren't seen except for the speakers. I'm sorry if anybody did get in there, but I will say, please do not contact anybody within this call. Please do not harass anybody. Just leave them alone. So let's get into this call and let's start reacting and see if we can win that $500.
There are different cards that you can earn, and they are all free cards because we have the best company on the planet.
The cards themselves. So what happens is you recruit so many people, you then have to keep that for a certain amount of months. You get it. Mary Kay is paying for the car payments, but you also got to get a specific car. You just can't get any car. And once you lose your rank, you're stuck with the payments yourself. I wouldn't consider that the best when you can't afford that stuff, but I digress.
Did you know that we have a charitable foundation? We were doing corporate social responsibility before that was even a word.
Corporate. Okay, let's remember this later on because I got a little bit of sneak peeks here and there of the call because I was trying to feed my kids at the time. I was heavily pregnant. Corporate social responsibility. Let's remember that for later. But about that, with corporates, when they donate to charity, what they don't tell you is when you give them the money, they keep some of the money and then they donate a portion of that to charities, allegedly. But that's what I'm aware of. If you read the fine print with the company I used to work for, you donate money, we'll give this much to this charity. Well, yeah, what happens when you overreach that? They keep it, allegedly. But anyways.
Before that was a term, before it was cool. And to date, we have donated almost $93 million to our two main causes, domestic violence prevention and cancer research affecting women.
And how much of that did they keep? How much more of that did they make?
That is something we're super proud of. We believe that not only should your products be affordable.
Allegedly a pyramid scheme, yeah. My husband, I think, was asking about it at the time. You might hear me make a comment or two before I threw it in my bedroom, but yeah, okay, here we go.
And not only should they work, but they should also be safe for your skin. And I think that it's something that women are a little bit more aware of today than maybe 5 or 10 years ago. But there are a lot of buzzwords out there, clean products and all natural and all of that. None of that is regulated. And so we go above and beyond. We follow the European Union standards on our products. So that is regulated much more highly than the FDA, and we ban over 1,300 ingredients in.
I don't know if that's true. Consultants been known to lie and they can get in trouble for it. You would actually have to look at the ingredients, like deep dive. And if there's no ingredients listed, I would use that as a red flag to be like, no. So I haven't done any deep diving of what's in the ingredients. But anyways.
Our products. Well, did you know those fun facts? I hope you did. But if you didn't, it was something new for you to learn. I get to give away our first product, and I'm very excited about it. Normally, I'd hold it up, but I'm in Hawaii. So,
I'm in Hawaii. And how did you get there? Did Mary Kay pay for it? Or did the consultants underneath you actually pay for it? Or my question is, do you have a rich spouse? That's, Or were you like my parents, got lucky one time and the boss offered you tickets for Hawaii? I mean, that happens too. So, yeah. I wouldn't like shove that in people's faces too much because there's many possibilities of how you got there, hun. Have I been to Hawaii? No. Would I want to be there? Yeah. But I don't let flaunting like that get the best of me. That's just disgusting. But anyways.
I'm going to be giving away our first product, which is our peach satin hand cream.
I thought we were giving away money. I thought like they didn't say anywhere in the post that also win some products. Anyways.
Now this is luxurious. It's got shea butter in it. It is super moisturizing and it smells amazing. We kind of brought back our peach satin hand set and we have this amazing peach hand cream. So who is our first winner for our giveaway? Christy Berger. Awesome. Welcome, or not welcome, but congratulations, Christy. Congratulations. And we're just going to remind you consultants to kind of stay out of the chat with your congrats just so that we can keep an eye on those winners. Well, you can.
I missed the beginning, but for what I remember, they didn't talk about much except for they're just going to give away some stuff. Like that was it. Sorry, my pregnant brain couldn't catch it in time.
To hear from some other amazing women today, so I get to introduce them to you. We have 3 national sales directors, and that is the highest position that you can earn in Mary Kay, that you can achieve in Mary Kay, our national sales directors. And
so these are people who have taken advantage of so many people, allegedly, by recruiting them. Oh, you can make this money if you recruit more people. And then those people would tell those people, oh, you can make this more money if you recruit people. Something they're not supposed to be is paying promise. But, other people do other ways. They try to hit you in the heart like, oh, our charities. Yeah, how much of that did you pocket? But anyways, I digress.
They are the most relevant, authentic, down-to-earth people you'll ever meet. And they're also stunningly beautiful. So we have the beautiful Cheryl Holt.
I left that thing in the middle of her face. This is what happens when you're first time using Zoom with recording and you don't know how to get rid of the people's chat. Every Zoom call before this I've ever done has just been with one person over things like appointments with doctors and stuff. Yeah. Anyways.
Sure. The gorgeous Julia Mundy Garner and the ever incredible and amazing Jill Davis. So welcome to the stage, ladies.
Yeah, somebody's on mute.
Thank you, Kendra. Oh my gosh, how fun. How fun to be on here with my girlfriends and with Kendra from Hawaii. Are you kidding me? I'm so jealous.
Are you kidding me? I'm so jealous. Oh my God, shut up. It's annoying when people try to flaunt that. Stop. Seriously, stop.
It's one of our favorite places to travel as nationals. When we travel as nationals to Hawaii, thank you, Mary Kay, all expense paid. They put us up, y'all, at the Four Seasons. It's so crazy. It's one of our favorites.
Now, when companies like Mary Kay send you off to places like that, you don't make your own schedule. What they will do is they'll have conferences scheduled and stuff like that. You don't get time for jet lag, nothing. You just have to do it their schedule. So you don't even get to enjoy the beach or skis, I guess. You're swimming with dolphins. It's all facade.
So love it, Kendra. It looks beautiful where you're at. I get to give away the first or the second product, first lip gloss of the night. And so you guys, I'm going to hold up my favorite. This is Fancy Nancy. And so let me see who our lip gloss winner is. I am excited. Donna. Is that right? So Donna, I'm excited. A push, maybe. So Donna, I'm excited for you. Lip gloss for you, my friend. Woo-hoo! Yay! Congratulations, Donna. Okay, and Donna, you get to tell your consultant which lip gloss you want, and we're going to send it your way. Y'all, I get to give away another gift. Okay, so y'all, we got so many fun things. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. If you are still purchasing for the holidays, I'm pretty sure you are. Anybody actually done? Nobody's done, right? Like, that's not a thing. Right? Anyway, if you would be willing to purchase at least one gift from your Mary Kay consultant for somebody that you're buying for, that would mean the world to her. And, you know, shopping small business is so great.
This is where it comes in. Small business, yet you said corporate responsibility. Which one is it? A consultant is not a small business. You don't own that business. You work for them. You are a contractor.
Okay, so I'm going to get to give away one of our liquid eyeshadows. These are regular line for us. We have 4 beautiful shades. And you know what I love about these? They are ageless. They do not, like, I don't know, they don't crease, they don't come off, they stay on so well. They retail for $16, and yeah, they are.
And they are overpriced. I needed one time doing my mermaid stuff before I had children, eyeliner for my eyes that were waterproof. And I live in a city where we have Ulta. I just walked in, got it for cheaper than that. And it worked out perfectly. I could probably find some stuff on Amazon, possibly Walmart. Walmart has changed their stuff a little bit. Finding waterproof is a little bit harder, but you can find it for cheap.
Absolutely fabulous. Okay, so one thing I want to say is that we are excited to give one of these. Okay, who is our winner? Our liquid eyeshadow, Leanna. Woo! Congratulations, Leanna. That's so great. So great. Okay, you guys. Well, we're going to bring Julia up to the stage to kick us off officially tonight. Well,
are we going to actually talk about recruitment? Are we still doing the giveaway that was actually promised for money? But the big thing was it was a promise for like up to $500. So the giveaway is fine. But the question is, who's paying for them? You know who's paying for them? The consultants. Not Mary Kay. The consultants.
I'm so excited y'all are here. Welcome to our Destiny December. The decisions we make in December right now affect not only this week or this month, but truly the course of our life.
From the South, y'all.
It has that much impact. And so we are going to be giving away 5 e-starts. So all throughout tonight, as you're listening to these incredible 3 women.
For a minute, I thought she was going to say $500. No, 5 e-starts, which would be, I'm thinking, 5 starter kits virtually, which would be like, I guess for the website that you would pay like, I don't remember what she said, like $16 for, $30 for. I don't know, but we'll see if she says more.
And their stories, you may find that your heart is just prompted in your life. Man.
Okay, I guess we're not going to talk about what the e-starts are. We're just going to go get into a story or something. Okay.
I want to be one of those girls that starts a Mary Kay business like before 2024. I want to go ahead and get this party started. Then you just type into the chat, I'm in. Like I'm in. And that way we'll know that you're going to be in one of those e-start giveaways. And the e-start is starting your business, your Mary Kay business, the online version, absolutely free. So let's get your website all set up for you, get your credit card processing all started. And so that's all taken care of for you to start your virtual business. And there's even some other options for you that you can talk about with your consultant. But let us know in the chat that you are in.
And I'm wondering if, given the $500, that's where they wanted to give it to, with somebody of that, so they could say, oh, well, you could take that $500 and you can use it on your Mary Kay business. So I believe, I'm going to look it up real quick. I think she said it was $30. So I'm going to double check. So it's $35 is a one-time sign up to become a Mary Kay consultant, not just for a website. This includes your personal My Shop website, credit card processing, access to all training resources, my mentorship, and support, and your personal use discount. But basically what it is I think you still have to pay so much every month though to sell, so they know you're active.
And if you want to be in that drawing, well, I have the pleasure tonight of introducing recording in our top sales directors, who's going to be your first speaker this evening. And she is a personal girlfriend. She is a firecracker. She is such a powerhouse. There she is right there. She is insanely successful and accomplished. And smile big because I'm taking your photo. Ready, Michelle? Here we go. And
couldn't just screenshot it, especially if you're on your computer, because you're so rich. You can just screenshot it.
She's ready always for that moment. She is like the Tasmanian devil, y'all. Like nothing is the same when Michelle Hendrickson enters the room. She has been celebrated at the $500,000 Circle of Excellence with her face plastered on the Jumbotron in Times Square. And my daughter and I had the privilege.
So does that mean she's at the tippy top taking advantage of so many people, so you get like a billboard in Times Square where it's a ton of like advertisements?
Of escorting her to New York to spend Thanksgiving there with her that year, as her family couldn't go. And it was a girls' trip. We had the best time, Michelle.
So it'll be one of those trips where you have a schedule, I guarantee, and so you barely saw your family. I could be wrong with being the holiday. It's all alleged, but I highly doubt it.
10 times Circle of Achievement, 11 free cars earned in Mary Kay, 3 of them pink Cadillacs. Monthly Misco give in December 2008. This isn't going to make sense to some of you guys.
December 2008. So she's been in it for a very long time, which is weird on the account of I graduated 2 years earlier. But yeah, that's why she's so successful, because she didn't get out in the very beginning, because Mary Kay has been around for a very long time, but she's been in it for a long time, just taking advantage of people, allegedly.
It just means she's an overachiever. Triple star twice in these past 2 years. Double star achiever 8 times. Married for 25 years to her incredible husband, JR. A daughter who's 16, a fur baby, Daisy, who is precious and supports all the Mary Kay love. Michelle Hendrickson, we can't wait to hear your story. The stage is yours.
Okay, so I got a timer, so here we go. And okay, so here's the first thing. I want y'all to just think in your head of something that you may not think that you could ever do or aspire to do or be or have or participate in or anything like that. Maybe, oh, I wish I could do this. This is so cool. Okay, so when you think about that thing, and I want you to just pretend that you're experiencing that like right now. Like right now. In my world right now. I just love all these best people. They're doing this. A lot of these people I haven't for years.
I don't know. I'm being distracted by the sound of my kids and then her mouth. So we have to close our eyes and imagine something. Okay, so I wish it was spring. December 28th. Damn it. Word to the wise, when you are doing a Zoom call, don't go wild with talking, because moving away from your mic, because nobody's going to understand what you're saying.
Thanks for celebrating and attending my celebration party for myself. Yay! Okay.
Yay!
The other thing is, I figured, I'll tell you this is how I got a Mary Kay, some things I love about it, but I started Mary Kay. I'm the least likely Mary Kay person in the entire world because, okay, so I started Mary Kay 20 years ago. I know you can't believe that because I was so young and I could possibly be over 20 years old, but
20 years ago. So I'm not going to be mean and take a guess at her age, but if you guys want to guess her age in the comments, go for it. Because she looks like she could be my mother. And I'm in my late 30s. So I could be wrong. But yeah, 20 years ago. Now I was graduating high school. I was going to be recruited out. Somebody tried to recruit me when I was working. And that did not work out. Like the stars, it did not work out.
I'm just slightly over to that, but I know a lot of stuff. Anyway, I started over 20 years ago, and I never would have done Mary Kay because, okay, so this is terrible to say, this is fact. I was extremely well-educated snob. Like, I had more initials behind my name from all the certifications that I had as a speech language pathologist. I had multiple degrees. I could speak Spanish, have my cake, eat it too, all the things. But I absolutely thought, those people, no, that's for people who like had to get a regular job because they haven't done their whatever, etc. Okay.
So she has all this education that she's putting to waste, is what I'm picking up. I mean, I never went to college, and for a good reason, because I know whatever I wanted to do, I didn't need it. I could take courses online. I have taken courses online for things I wanted to be, I guess you could kind of say, an expert in. But that's a little disappointing.
I still needed that adjustment. That was a little bit of a smart. All right. There was that worked against me. The other reason I was never going to marry Kay is because I was insanely busy. I'm married, and I didn't have any my daughter yet. But I worked an hour and a half away from my job, and so I went out there and 3 hours a day commuting.
Sorry, my kids. Sorry about that. My kids and my husband were in the background. I think that's when I kind of ran it to the bedroom and locked the computer in and said, I'll watch this later.
Right. And I worked out twice a day because I was kind of a little on the perfectionistic side of that high bit thing. Can you imagine? Like, really? Oh my gosh. But that was me. That was the second reason. I was just far too busy. And the third thing, I would never been married today because, well, there's fortune. I already was making good money. As a therapist, I told you I had multiple certifications, I was degreed, all the different things. Yeah, no need for any extra money. I'm like, why would I work somewhere else? I already have money. No big deal, right? And then the fourth thing was, honestly, I was afraid of what other people would think if they thought I was selling something. I would become crazy.
You hear my husband talking to my oldest in the background. This was like 2 years ago. Anyways, my excuse for not joining Mary Kay is, number one, I don't like taking advantage of people to get higher up in the ladder, allegedly. And number two, I'm not interested in sales if you actually made all your commission off of sales. I'm just not interested. Maybe as an affiliate where all I have to do is say, hey guys, I tried this product. I like it. Show you guys. That's different. There's no big push. I'm not putting any money into it.
Let's take you down, with the big, blue eyeshadow and huge Pepto-Bismol pink Cadillac, all the things that I was thinking. Right? So this was who was, introduced Mary Kay whenever I was, putting on your shop. But what I found is none of those things were true. And what I was needing more than anything in Mary Kay, what I really needed was girlfriends and people that were wonderful, loving, encouraging, inspiring, loved me where I was, never made me should on myself and never should on me, like you should, you ought to, all those things. They were so open and engaging.
And that's where they can get you, is false friendships. They're using you. That's not a real friend. It's just sneaking your way in there, like being love bombing. The love bombing is disgusting. Like, they only want to be friendly with you because they want you to join. They want you to work underneath them. I have a relative, actually, who is part of some MLMs, and I asked her, I'm like, do you talk with, the one group of consultants anymore? She goes, they don't really talk to me very much. It's like, goes, yeah, you left. I didn't say that to her face, but she might see this. She might not. I mean, that's what they do. And it's disgusting. The fact that they took advantage of her and using friendship, that's just disgusting.
I totally didn't know I was creating that. I was also creating an environment where I could be my best version of me. And that meant that I could do my job and make a whole lot more money rather than working for a salary where I was making this much money, which was nice. However, I wanted to do everyone else's job too because I didn't get it done. And then I had to get done. And the person with the good job gets to do everyone else's job. Tell me this is it.
I'm finding it hard to understand her. I don't know about you guys, but she rambles.
I decided that was not really that cool. But so those are things that I found in Mary Kay that I didn't know were possible. And I didn't know that I was really needing a sisterhood like this, where I talk to Julia like every day. There's some kind of messaging or something.
You don't need an MLM to have a sisterhood. That's not. No. How you know if the friendship is real? When joining an MLM is leaving that MLM. And that's how you know if the friendship was real or not.
When I see, she knows what color it is. And she's praying for it. Like, if I have issues, I'm like, girl, you would not believe what my husband just did. And I can tell her, and she's like, oh, Lord, I'll be praying. And it always works out. But it's like the tightest knit group of women that are so accepting and wonderful. You can't get married to people anywhere else in the world.
Love bombing.
Like, it doesn't exist anywhere else. I've been in here for 20 years, tried to smoke things. No, this is it. Oh, wait, this is life. This is the situation. So that's the things that I think I've gained that I love the most. I didn't know I really needed it. I just needed to be with people that would be that way with me. And I'll tell you, the thing that I gained the most from Mary Kay that I never thought would.
Sorry, that was my baby at the time. He's not my baby anymore. He's a middle child now.
In God, before I started Mary Kay, I'd actually fallen away from God as a teenager, and God used Mary Kay to bring me back to stuff. Now that doesn't mean you need to be a.
All right, we're gonna go back to the end of my kid yelling. Did she say something about she was a teenager? Because I'm still a little distracted. I have ADHD, and I'm still a little distracted. Let's go back.
The thing that I love the most, I didn't know I really needed it. I just needed to be with people that would be that way with me. And I'll tell you, the thing that I gained the most from Mary Kay that I never thought would. I didn't believe in God before I started Mary Kay. I'd actually fallen away from God as a teenager.
Okay, she had fallen away from God as a teenager.
Bring me back to stuff. So that doesn't mean you need to be a believer or a Christian or whatever.
Okay, so we're not going to get too much into detail, not get too religious, but so in the Bible, yeah, MLM shouldn't bring you back to God because that is using His name, and that's disgusting. But in the Bible, there's a story. I don't remember how. Somebody who may have read it recently can refresh my memory. But Jesus goes into a church where they are doing sales type stuff, and he's mad. And he, I think, threw some stuff around because he was angry, because that's not the way God's name and house is supposed to be, is using it for things like this. That's disgusting. That's about as religious I'm going to get, because I don't want to start any fights. But if anybody has a recollection of the story, please put it out in the comments.
Ever seen Mary Kay? We're not. This is the opportunity to bring me to himself. So I'm eternally thankful that this is what happened. Okay? So that's amazing. The other great fun fact that people always ask about is our amazing daughter. If you see me on Facebook, you'll see that our daughter Alexa is amazing. And you also may not be aware that she's also high functioning autistic and has ADHD. And I will tell you, and also I nearly died in childbirth.
Here we go. We're gonna now use the whole "my kid's autistic, it helps us through it so I could stay home with them with this job by taking advantage of other people," allegedly. But yeah.
All that happened in my Mary Kay world at the same time. But what I have learned in Mary Kay, the life lessons it's taught me, have shown me that I can do hard things, and I don't have to do them perfectly, because perfectionism is everything. It is literally, perfectionism to me is it's like procrastination. It's nothing your dreams on a steady plan. Perfectionism is like that. It's like you're so afraid to do something that you do it wrong, so you don't do it. That's what I've recovered from. And I think that's the easiest thing for me.
You don't need an LLM for life lessons either.
It's the Mary Kay taught me to just freaking do it. Do the thing. Who cares? Done is better than perfect. And I think it's saved so many things in my life, and that's allowed me to really be a great mom to our daughter, and to just let her be the best version of her and guide her along the way, and look for the strengths that she has rather than the things that she doesn't do well, and keep honing in on her strengths and helping her build herself and reminding her how great she is every day. Not that she wants to hear it because she's 15. But that's the deal. So that's
Michelle, thank you for sharing that. Oh my gosh, I love it. You guys, is there any story that a woman coming to know Christ through her Mary Kay business?
That is not what Jesus and God and whoever else you believe in would want. That is using the church, using religion, and that's disgusting. It's gross. I don't care what religion you use. You could use Wiccan, and that's disgusting. You can use Buddhism, and that's disgusting. Catholicism, that's disgusting. Like any of that, it's disgusting. Don't. That's gross. Don't use religion.
Is there any greater story? There is not. So Michelle, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that you just needed girlfriends that believed in you and girlfriends that help bring out your best version of yourself. That's what this company is about, you guys. So much what this company is about. So thank you for sharing your heart, Michelle. Loved every bit of your.
The company is about recruiting people and trying to get more recruitment so you can make more money and use them to make money off of them, allegedly.
From you, I get the pleasure of introducing my offspring sales director tonight, who I am so proud of. Literally, she and I feel like have done life together. Hi, JD. We have been on this journey for a long time together, and so she has 2 offspring sales directors. She is a super senior sales director, which is really pretty cool. She's earned 8 career cars. You guys can say 8, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 career cars. Okay.
And I wonder if she lost any of them not being able to pay. I'm just saying. But if you're really high up, it just depends, because you got to keep making sure there are people under you to keep going.
If you're sitting there thinking, could I even earn 1? Yes, you could. I bet if we counted up tonight, there's over hundreds of cars that we have all earned collectively on this event tonight. So if...
Oh my God. So I got to tell you guys. Okay. So we got taxes back one year, and I had a really, really rundown van, and I used like some of that tax money to buy a new car. It wasn't new, but it was used. It was 2011, and it's what I drive now. And it got paid off like right there when I bought it, and I don't owe anything on it. And I got to pick the kind of car I wanted. And Mary Kay has no say in whatsoever. I just wanted to tell you guys that story. I'm just saying my car is really good though.
A car that you don't even have to pay for could be a really good benefit to you and your family. Hey, listen in tonight, because Jenny,
unless you lose your rank,
has earned 8 of them. Are you kidding me? She's a destination red achiever. She wanted a free cruise. Thank you, Mary Kay. Got to take her daughter on that.
And I wonder if her daughter went with her to all these little Mary Kay cruise meetings that they had.
She's done the port of sales 4 times, you guys. 4 times port of sales. And she has multiple times been the Fulcher area Miss Go Give, which is huge. So, Jenny B, take it away. Thank you for sharing your heart tonight, my friends.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are all doing good. I'm going to apologize ahead of time for the fur babies I have that want to be on me when I'm talking. So, I've got this one that has already jumped in my lap. So, it's a thing. It's how we go. It's just how we roll. So, you guys, I am excited to talk to you guys tonight. And Michelle, we actually have a lot in common. So I think very
sorry, those back when they were smaller and louder, they're still loud.
Let me rephrase that. I jumped into Mary Kay. I came to learn about Mary Kay very reluctantly. So a girlfriend of mine had told me the only idea I had of any Mary Kay person was the scary Kay lady that chased you at the mall. Like, it was a bad thing. That's the only thing I thought of. And I was like, no, not.
Was this before social media? I'm just curious.
Doing it. Well, so things went on. I was an executive assistant, so made plenty of money. Look, everything looked really pretty on the outside, right? I had 2.2 kids, a husband, a suburban, like I had all the things, right? But inside, I was not confident. I was not doing well. And the idea of adding something else to my plate was like, there's no way. There's no way. So in a moment of weakness, I agreed. And I went to a Mary Kay event, sort of like this. But back when we used to like see people in the flesh, it was.
So yeah, she's been there for a long time, probably pre-social media.
It's awesome. But I went and I learned all of these amazing things about a company that, first of all, I really didn't know existed. All I knew was they sold stuff and Crazy Lady stocked it all. And it was makeup and skincare, which I was not a big advocate of, right? So, but what I learned at this event was, first of all, the philosophy of God first, family second, career third.
Oh, why are we putting religion in there? Why do we use religion to recruit people? It's horrible. It's gross and disgusting. Ew. May Zeus strike you down with a bolt.
For me, that was a huge deal. And secondly, I was looking around this room, and there's all these women there that all look different. They're all different walks of life, all different cultures, all different ages, and they're all happy. If I had 3 executive women in a room,
I'm going to take a guess. This might have been in the 90s or early 2000s. There's a movie called Drop Dead Gorgeous. People would consider very inappropriate now, but back then my mom used to watch it all the time. You want to know why they're smiling so much? They probably put, like in the movie, Vaseline on their teeth. That's probably what they did.
much less 30 or 40. If I had 3 of them in the room, nobody was happy, first of all. They're talking about each other or other people. Like it was a very odd thing to walk into this space and
welcome to the real world.
Them be joyful. Like, okay, this is either sketchy or it's awesome. We're going to figure out which one it is. And then they were talking about the things that Kendra was telling you about before, about the key causes that Mary Kay champions. So domestic violence prevention and education, and cancers that affect women, helping to eradicate those diseases. So those things, I was like, okay, I don't know anything about this. I've like quit brownies when I had to sell Girl Scout cookies, so I am not a seller at all. And there was no way between a toddler, a newborn, a teenager, a husband that works sun up to sundown, a 70, 80-hour week job that I could ever imagine adding a Mary Kay business to it. But the women were awesome, and I just wanted to hang around them.
The women were awesome. That's because they were love bombing you.
That was it. So I asked Cheryl, how much it was for me to hang out. And when she told me it was $100, I was like, that's cheaper than therapy.
Why do I need to pay someone to hang out with them? If they don't want to hang out with me, I don't want to pay them. Like, that's the love bombing. It's stupid.
I would like to stay. Please let me hang out here. And so that was 14 years ago. I had absolutely no desire to build a business. But what I found, and you'll hear this tonight, was the women that are in this company are, bar none, the most exceptional people you will ever do life with. Ever. So not only the women that are...
I think this is the second or third time I've heard it. Ever do life with. Are we going to prison? Like, what? Is Mary Kay a prison? What?
Here in this company, but also the women that you get to meet when you're out and about, when you're having parties or facials, when you get to really realize the type of women that are there and the women that can impact your life and the women whose life you can impact, it sets this business on a completely different track. And it's amazing. Like, I was excited just to sell an oil-free eye makeup remover to a friend of mine that heard, like, through the grapevine that I was selling Mary Kay. That was huge, right? That was $7.50 in my pocket. So good. Didn't have to do anything, right? Where now, like, I just want to be able to sit with somebody.
So on YouTube, I have gotten here and there little stickers, whatever it was, money from you guys, some of you guys, and I thank you so much. I never asked for it. It feels more accomplished that, I got paid about that little as she did for hopefully sending out the right information, exposing scammers, and, talking about this stuff compared to her who, yeah, you sold that to somebody, but somebody's taking advantage of you. And if you want to move up further, you're going to take advantage of somebody else, allegedly.
And chat with her and tell her that Jesus loves her and tell her that she's a great mom. And when you hand samples to people and you're like, just like you're out and about, you see a mom that's struggling with kids and you go up to her and you go, Mama, you're awesome. I would just like to give you something. And you hand her a hand lotion or something. When you see their faces change, you realize that
love bombing.
That this Mary Kay business thing is so much more than what you ever could have imagined it to be. So we have had a great time. I have been able to hang out with people that I would never know. My best friends came out of my starter kit, and trips.
So if you left MLM, you're going to find out really if they are your real best friends or not. I'm just saying. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Walks on the beach, like it sounds like a dating profile, but I enjoy good friends and walks on the beach. Like that's what we get to do. That's our life. It's amazing. So I definitely appreciate
Selling the dream.
the chance to share this with you and the time to just tell you guys that honestly, if you think that you're not that girl, then I can tell you that you probably are, because probably every woman that you see on here says, I'm not that girl, and they're all doing great.
Well, according to Mary Kay and any other MLM, allegedly, you are that person as long as you have a heartbeat and a pocket full of money.
So give it a chance, jump in. We just have so much fun, you guys. It is a blast.
Well said, Jenny B. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I love this girl's guts, and I agree with you, Jenny. Like, Jenny is all heart and just wants to bless people, right? And so you have been such a blessing to so many people, and she's so right. I don't think anybody on here is like, well, I'm going to do Mary Kay, and I'm going to rock this. Like, no, it was something else that brought us in. I love how both you and Michelle are like, okay, I just wanted to be around the healthy, amazing women. And then just, you know, in the process of just loving the products, loving the opportunity, and loving people, you all built very successful businesses and driving free cars. So I love that. I love you.
You have to be one of the very, very, very few to get a free car, and it's not even free. And trying to recruit me, I don't want to pay money for friends. I'd rather have legit friends.
Jenny B, and thank you so much for sharing. Y'all, we're not done with these ladies yet either, because you're going to get to see them again. So
you ain't seen nothing yet, girl.
Okay, but we do have one more rock star to bring up here tonight, and this is the amazing CorasAtHerCorner. Let me tell you just a little bit about her. Clarissa has been married to Daniel for 16 years. They have 3 girls. Audrey is 6, Ansley is 11, and Avery is 15.
Let's just shove it in my face, shall we? We have 3 girls. No, I'm kidding. I love my boys. I was kidding. I was meant to be a boy mom. It's okay.
And who is 20. She is a director of nurses for the Correctional Health Facility. She is also on the board for their high school softball team. So she's just a little busy, just a little bit. But listen to this. She began her Mary Kay business in January, the end of January of 2021. And
So my question is, if she was able to get this high this fast, who does she know in the business? Who did she know that might have left? It doesn't just happen by miracle. There's a coincidence, allegedly.
Has twice earned the National Court of Sharing. She earned the Unit Club her first year as a sales director. She is Miss Go-Give for our area. She has earned 3 cars in Mary Kay, and her largest commission check so far has been $16,000 and over $400. So that's pretty stinking exciting. And here's what I personally love about Clarissa. Y'all, she's one of the funniest people I think I've ever met. We never know what she is going to say.
The question is, are you going to still like her if she left the MLM? I'm just curious.
It is so hilarious. I can't even tell you. But we love Clarissa. I love your heart. I love your work ethic. And I love that you love people. So tell us a little bit about you.
Oh my gosh, Jill, like I'm blushing over here. Thank you so much. So, yeah, and a lot of people don't know how to take me. I think it's our Southern charm here in Northwest Florida. So I started my Mary Kay business almost 3 years ago. And it's a funny story because the person who shared the opportunity with me, I actually deployed with almost 20 years ago to Iraq. We were in the military together. And guys,
One of the targets is military spouses in the military.
to be honest, she was bugging me to do a Mary Kay party. And I say my 12-year-old brought me into Mary Kay, because at the time, my daughter was coming of age, wanting to wear makeup, and I didn't want her learning tips and trends from YouTube on how to do makeup. So
Okay. We are in the YouTube community right now where I'm posting this. You can find some of the best tutorials on YouTube. And if you don't believe that, just you can Google too. A lot of it's going to lead you to YouTube. There are a lot of makeup artists that know what they are doing. They know what they are doing. You don't have to buy expensive makeup to practice. You don't have to join on MLMs who feed your daughter's makeup habit. I'm not a makeup person, but when I do use makeup, where I get it from is usually like the dollar store or Walmart. Walmart has more of a selection. And then if I can't find what I'm looking for, I'll usually go to Amazon before I step into Ulta. Ulta's like a last resort because I think they still have some expensive stuff there. We have a Sephora, I guess, here in our Kohl's or something, but I've never actually done anything with Sephora, and I probably won't because I heard it's really expensive. Like I said, I usually, if I'm looking for something very specific, I shop around for cheap first. But anyways, why would you use your kid as an excuse to join an MLM? Why?
So I told Tiffany, I'm like, you know what? Book me a party if it'll get me this credit, and we'll do a consultation with Avery. At the time, he was 12 years old. And so we did the consultation. She shared the opportunity with me then of Mary Kay, and told me that I could get all of Avery's products half off. And
see, told you. They're going to use your kid to join. Told you.
I was not being very smart at the time, because fast to 4 months, my 3-year-old at the time had done squirted Avery's product all out into the bathroom about 3 times, causing me to have to repurchase at full retail price. And I thought at this point, oh my God. So it happened. Tiffany had reached out to me to hop on a guest event, just like the one tonight, Winning Wednesday.
I'm curious. I'm very curious. Let's look up some random lipstick on Amazon, and then we're going to look and see if we can find the Mary Kay product, because I am curious. All right. So Amazon's got quite a few. Wet n Wild is $1. And the Mary Kay over here, you're basically paying full retail price at $20. So for Mary Kay, you're basically paying $20 for this, like a lipstick that would probably be about the same. And so when you get that half off, you're paying full retail price. So I'm just saying, if I had a daughter, we're going cheap. But I don't. I got boys.
And I had zero interest of signing up to become a Mary Kay consultant. I mean, let's face it, I'm working full time. I have 4 kids. I'm coaching softball. Like, where am I going to fit it in at, right? And not only winning the event like you're on tonight. And
sorry about the boys.
I heard Diana Sumter speak, who was also in the military, and I thought, oh my God, this woman's got it going on, you know. And heard some of these figures and numbers that were put out there, and I thought, well, if she can do it, so can I. So the time came.
Ashley, for a lot of people, they're not going to reach as high as her. There's more not getting there than there is getting there. Now, compensation plan, I asked for one. Mary Kay does not release them in the United States because they don't have to. How suspicious is that? But from what I remember, another anti-mlmer posting, they looked at the Canadian one. It's not a pretty picture.
Where Jill Davis said, if you want an opportunity to win a free e-start, I want you to comment, I'm in. Now, mind you, I'm cooking dinner, listening to this thing. I'll comment, I'm in. And guys, I commented, I'm in, never anticipating to get.
And now look at me. I'm taking advantage of so many people. I'm just saying, sorry.
A free business.
Allegedly.
And she's called Clarissa. Oh my God. I didn't even tell my husband for a couple of days after I won because I was so hesitant of what he would think, others would think, and I kind of ghosted Tiffany for a couple of weeks and wouldn't respond back to her text message. But then I made the brave decision of, you know what? I'm going to give this a shot and I'm going to do it. And all of these other amazing women that I've seen and heard from to do it, can't either. And so I gave it a shot. And guys, it has been the best thing that could have came into my life.
Yeah, especially if you sign up under me.
Get absorbed with our kids' lives and with our husbands' life, you know, where sometimes we forget to take care of ourselves.
And selling Mary Kay, in my opinion, does not equal taking care of yourself. You know what I do to take care of myself, to kind of separate myself from motherhood? I do this YouTube channel. The calls only take about 30 minutes, hour at the most in my day. And that's usually during quiet time. My baby is off taking a nap. My youngest one is chilling out in the back. My oldest one is up here just chilling. It's during the chill time, you know? And if I have to stop to be a mom, I stop to be a mom. I don't have to worry about this 24/7. I don't have to worry about having to communicate with somebody else. I mean, I do, but if it doesn't work out for that day or week, it's okay. We have our own lives. He understands that. I understand that.
And nourish ourselves. And one of the best things that has came from this is that I'm able to break away and spend quality time with women that are like-minded, that are empowering and inspiring, and that
I like to hang out with women that are not there because I'm paying the company money. I like to hang out with people who want to be my friend.
That will lift you up in a heartbeat and fill you with so much inspiration.
Love bombing.
So I'm so very thankful that Tiffany Graves persistently stayed in contact with me over time and shared this amazing opportunity with me, because it's allowed a lot of financial freedom for me and my family. It's bought us a
financial freedom. You are not supposed to mention that. You are not supposed to advertise that, because the FTC has guidelines to businesses like this. Now, if we would get the proper person in the FTC, they would take this stuff down. But you know what it is about? That's what it's about. Allegedly.
Home on wheels. So we travel all the time. We have a RV.
Oh my God. So we don't travel all the time. Okay. And we don't have an RV because, like, I don't have anywhere to be unless I absolutely have to. And, like, I spend time with my family and nobody's telling me where to go except for the doctor's appointments and all the other appointments. So traveling, we could go to Chicago, which is like an hour and a half away, or we could go down to Indianapolis, which is like 3, and then I'd be satisfied just going over to like Illinois to go see Lincoln's grave, which I think is even further. That's what I feel like she's talking about. I don't know, maybe it's me. I'm tired and not feeling good.
And it's just been an amazing opportunity and an exciting ride, to say the least.
I've had an amazing life not doing Mary Kay. You know, I have a husband who loves me and is very, very good father, great father, and I have kids that I love dearly, and I love my husband dearly, and we have a family. That's what I've always wanted. The like school would be like, "Where's your career path going?" And I couldn't be honest about it because That's not a career path. No, that's just what I really want in life, was a family. I got it. So I don't need Mary Kay to do that.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much. And yeah, I don't know if you guys remember me saying like her highest check has been in excess of $16,000 in one calendar month. But
not supposed to do that. You are not supposed to do that. You are not supposed to do that. That is, I can't remember what it's called right now on the top of my head, but you are not supposed to be advertising for how much you make.
Especially when you're working a full-time job. That's some nice extra cash, right? That's pretty sweet. Okay, so this is what I love. I got a question from Clarissa, and I want to kind of remind everybody of something real quick. Let me just bring it up here so you can see. This is something that Julia mentioned earlier. But we want to talk to you guys about, like, explain this e-start that we're talking about here. And because we are.
Consider all your options. Customize your startup experience. Mary Kay e-startup, $35, $45 for the Start Plus, and $90. See, there's more than the $35. See, there was stuff that she was not telling me. And even if I put my glasses on right now, hopefully she will read it, because I can't read that. If I put my glasses on right now, I'm still not going to be able to read that. It's blurry.
We're giving away 5 of these tonight to 5 lucky women. But remember, this is a separate drawing. So
sorry, everybody. My alarm went off.
We do need you to type the word in. You want to be in that drawing. So I'm going to get you into the e-start.
And I'm feeling that's where they would have put you in for the $500. But they're not going to tell you that, because that way they can convince you to do the $500 towards them.
Our giveaway. The e-start, just like Julia mentioned, it starts your Mary Kay business. You get a couple of samples, and you get a credit card processing system, and you get a website. You can then decide if you want to do this sample add-on pack, which is e-start Plus. That's for an extra $45, or what we would recommend is for an extra $90. You get the full starter kit, like full-size product, samples still.
Yeah, so you get samples and everything in between. Stuff they encourage you to get. They say you can't buy it, but they encourage you to get, so you can hand out samples for people to get that buy. So though they say you only have to pay $35, they're going to encourage you to go further on up, to pay more money, to get the physical stuff.
Save the whole bit. Okay, so just want to make sure that everybody knows that they can type the words I'm in, and that gets in on that drawing. Okay, so the other thing I want to point out is that all 3 of our rock stars they had to get brave, right? They each.
So they're going to tell us we need to get brave. Sorry about the kid in the background. I think this might be a point where I might have ran the computer off to the bedroom and just left it there.
Each person had to get brave. And y'all, that is true of every consultant and director on this call. At some point, they just had to take a chance on themselves. Okay? So I just want to point that out. But I do have a question for Miss Clarissa here.
Tell them to get brave. So you mean fight off any red flags going off in the back of your head? I wonder if that's their way of trying to convince people that maybe it's just you're scared, when really it's the red flags going off in the back of your head for some people. Allegedly. Let's go on.
What would you say to the person that says, like, that sounds great, like, sounds great and all, but I have no idea who I would sell to?
Oh my gosh, I was that person. I remember telling Tiffany Graves, I don't leave the house. I only go to the softball field. And I would say now there are almost 300 million people in the United States.
And
we have the largest consumer base in the world.
more saturation.
Anyone with skin, you can sell to.
Anyone with a pulse, you can recruit. And allegedly.
And so smile on our face and show up at the altar, and you can sell it.
Amen. She got the some pictures to back it up. So that is so. Take a picture. All right, I am excited. Clarissa, thank you, yes, for your service. I do want to say that. And just so much brilliance, y'all. Okay, she's been here like, what, 3 years, barely, even if it's been 3 years.
Okay, you're supposed to be selling Mary Kay. Is it my imagination you guys can put down in the comments? Or is her makeup seem a little uneven to you? Maybe it's the way she's moving her head. It might be that.
And I feel like in 3 years, when you look at the
her left side might be lower than her right.
I think she's such a great example of what can happen if you just say, "Hey, let me try."
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not perfect with makeup either. So yeah, I have no room to speak. But she's supposed to be a consultant. I'm not.
Okay. So Carissa, thank you for your story. I love you pieces. I get asked Jenny B a question, which I'm really excited about because time is a big deal. And everybody's kind of like, oh, but I'm just so busy. I'm just so busy. Can I just say a side note before I ask Jenny this question? Okay, this is a little trading, little side note. Sometimes I believe in this culture, we tend to wear busy as almost like a badge of honor. Like, I'm just so busy. I'm just so busy. Okay, so I know we're busy. I have small children too. I understand that. I get busy.
Trying to say that there's no excuse.
Why are you that busy? Like, what do you say yes to that maybe is not your best yes? And so in there, we do talk about your best. And if you're really that busy, did God really be for you? That might allow you to have greater in your life instead of so much activity, just greater steps. And I believe you guys, sometimes we have to ask ourselves, what would give me more justice? And sometimes you guys, when you take away other stuff, and it allows you to have money and personal growth and all the things, well, it's worth cutting other things out and being careful with what we are so busy doing. So, Jenny, with that being said, what would you say to someone who's like, you know what, I just don't know. I think that I just really wouldn't have the time to go.
Did she say something about it's worse sometimes cutting things out? I mean, yes. However, I'm not cutting something out to sell Mary Kay because I don't want to be taken advantage of. No offense, allegedly.
What would you say? So when I started, I had a newborn toddler and a teenager that was in competitive sports. I worked about 80 hours a week, and my husband is phenomenal, but he works from sun up to sundown. So when all this stuff is happening, he's digging dirt. Like he calls himself an underpaid manipulator of dirt. That's his job, right? So everything that was going on was my responsibility. So the idea of adding anything else was like, it was nutty. But this is what I found. I found that it takes very little time to actually do something focused, first of all. I didn't know a lot of people around here outside of work and church. So I had to really organically grow my business around me. So it started off with just a couple hours. So if you have a couple hours, you could get started, right?
And then if you ever watch some of those reaction videos to actual calls that they actually got into that's not a recruiting video, because you're not working long enough, not working hard enough, it's your fault. That yet this is how they advertise it, and it's actually the business model, because there are so many people in this world and so many people that will say yes, and it's just a whole cluster. Yeah.
So, and then from that point, I got to see and kind of learn where I could plug it in. And what it's done is it's allowed me to stop being so busy and be more present, because my priorities changed, my relationships changed. I was able to drop that 80-hour-a-week job and do Mary Kay full time. I had time with my family.
So the question is the husband doing the full-time work then? Well, she is like close to the very top. So thing is though, what would happen if Mary Kay, like some of these other MLMs that are changing their structure, if they decide to go that way, like some of the other ones that are, where it's like affiliation based only, these people are screwed. They're going to lose a lot of money if they're on the tippy top, which I think they are. So yeah, they will get really down the dumps, and it's not their own business. It is the Mary Kay business. It is a corporation. like they have already confirmed.
So my too busy was really an excuse, right? But I found that my too busy just got flipped upside down on its head, and I was able to do so much more with the precious time that I actually did have.
Love that so much, Jenny. Thank you for sharing that. Perfect. I hope you guys get that. Too busy means we need to reprioritize sometimes. So perfect. Thank you, Jenny, for that explanation. Julie Bundy Gardner.
It's so fun to be with girlfriends right at the holidays here, especially. Okay, so this has been such a fun night. And Michelle, you started us out so beautifully. So thank you for that. All of our speakers.
Miss,
Jenny,
I'm too
Carissa,
excited.
What a blessing all of you and your stories are. So, Michelle, you and I both know this is going to come up. And y'all, just to clarify, she might have undersold this a little bit. But, like, she was so not into Mary Kay that she was like, make sure that girl does not call me after the event. That's what she told the girl that brought her. I mean, it was so funny. I was like, really? I thought we really had a good time. But now we're like this. So it's okay. So you and I both know this is going to come up, Michelle Hendrickson. Is this the holidays? Happy holidays. What would you say to someone who says, this sounds amazing. Maybe I'll try it after the holidays.
So that's so funny. And I do love that you pointed out that, yeah, I wasn't exactly jumping into your boat. I actually thought Julia was bossy and kind of thought she was in charge. Clearly, you could tell that I had a little bit of an attitude problem. I was like, where the heck? I'm just saying. So what I would say, and I see that all the time, but I feel like whenever they were talking about, like, what are you busy doing? And so what I have learned is several things. So I could go on for hours about this particular topic because I'm about management. We are the queens of our house. We are the queen. That's number one. And the queen does not have to do every freaking thing everywhere. That means we get to have other people assist. So I've learned the art of delegation. That's number one. I've learned how to delegate things like, do you think I decorated my beautiful house up in here? No, I have to come out and say, okay, it's not that great because I don't know what to sit there and install things up and get my hands all dusty and everything with the trees.
She rambles too much to where I don't think it's picking up every word she says, at least to me. And I got pretty good ears, so I could be wrong about my ears, but it's not picking up everything. She just rambles.
I'm just saying, but I like it to be done. I just don't like to do it myself. I mentioned perfectionism, and I do believe that is something that's kind of a deadly disease that I've recovered from. I'm a recovering perfectionist at this point in my life. Basically, I discovered I don't have to do it all perfectly. Done is better than perfect. So it means that I can still get the shopping, this and that stuff, that it gets done. That has to be done by me, and it can be done at any time, right? So I would say this with people who say, I kind of think that when people tell me that, and I get that, I know we're getting this easily, the pot of busy, sometimes I'm like, stop about it and just tell yourself. Do you really want your life to be the same way coming into this next year that it was this year? Like, are you still wanting to have that same level of what you have going on? Or would you be wanting something different? And what I know is if you want something different, you get to be the one to decide that you're ready to do something different. If you want to have something different, you got to do something different.
That is true. However, getting recruited into an MLM is going to change things. And for a big majority of the consultants, not for the better.
And what I would have found always in Mary Kay is it's never, I didn't know how I was going to do anything. I still don't know how I'm going to do anything. What I do is I just put one foot in front of the other, and the way opens up because I'm willing to ask. So that's just kind of a mental thing in my mind. I thought that might help people to think a different thought. Because I will say, sometimes you can listen to one group of people, and it like they said, bad you want to be busy. I'm kind of like, yeah, but that's a choice you can make. You don't have to choose that. You can think a new thought, and you don't have to roll into all that. And I just feel like, we are all women and we are queens. We can take a different direction, and we don't have to go with all that everyone else says, and stand up for your own what you want. Another thing is too, people, we are just practical. We are shopping. Are you shopping yet? I'm shopping from my store at the half price discount, doing all of that.
The question is, how many people are actually shopping for makeup? And then you got to narrow that money down of how many people would actually spend the $10 more for lipstick. I'm just saying. But the more you recruit, the more saturated it's going to get. There's only so many people that are going to want to buy Mary Kay. Personally, me, no. I don't want to spend that much money on makeup that I don't even know the quality without actually trying it. And I mean trying it. And there's not very many things you can try, so I usually just go cheap. As long as it comes off the stick with the lipstick, and as long as it comes off, like as in like comes off the utensil and goes onto my skin, I'm good. I don't want no plastic stuff that's not going to come off. I've had that once or twice.
And getting it all tax deductible. You know, every other dog is going to get Mary Kay for Christmas. It is a tax deduction because it is advertising. It is half price. Hello. I don't get to shop anywhere. Drive nowhere. No. Click online, look at it, comes to the house. Oh. And even to teach people how to wrap stuff. So if you're horrible, get ready. Don't worry. That's what your sales representative does. Like, it literally is so easy. To me, I'm going, this saves me so much time in the holidays. So that's the first thing I'd say. And I'd say, dude, well, everybody needs to look cuter. And in Mary Kay, you get paid to learn how to be cuter. And so then we just help all the other people be cuter. And so everybody else will look cute for the holidays, and y'all know how cute you look. I'm like, dude, you could be a part of that group too. So that's what I would say is like you can learn as you earn at the same time and just do it. So Mikey, just do it.
But still, you're so great. And you know, what about this too? Most of us are going to go travel to see somebody during the holidays. So if you have gotten at least your e-start purchase, then you take whatever Mary Kay you own already. I don't care if it's a lip gloss, and you demo it on every family member that you're with and write all the miles off and the gas and keep the receipts. People, we are in business for ourselves but not by ourselves, and we will pay what we need to the IRS, but we are paying ourselves first.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if the IRS will accept that. I don't know much about taxes. I do have a relative that worked for a tax company. I probably could ask her later and maybe edit this in post. So editing Cora here. Sorry, it's a different room that I usually edit in because the boys are out there being noisy and I just need a second to explain. I ended up calling the person who has dealt with taxes before, and what this lady claims is wrong. So to claim taxes for gas, for an example, if you work for, let's just say, TurboTax, and let's just say there's a couple branches in 2 different cities. So what you do is from your home to that first TurboTax that you go to all the time to work, you don't get to claim the gas. Now, if you were to go to that other city's TurboTax to go work, then you can claim the gas mileage from that first TurboTax where you work to the second, because they don't consider home to work a tax reduction or tax credit, whatever you want to consider it. So with her saying to go to a relative's house and sell some stuff so you can claim the gas, you can't, especially when you're coming from home to that relative's house to sell stuff. Now, if you were to go from selling at one party to selling at the next party, you can claim the gas on the mileage between the 2 parties. But when it comes from home to the first place you're working, no, you could not claim that. Even if it's to a family's party and you sell stuff, you can't do that. The IRS is very strict. Now, some people claiming with internet, you can only claim when you do something like this, working with an MLM, a little bit of your bill, maybe half of your bill. So you're obviously still going to have to pay your bills. But I'm not going to sit there and go visit my relatives who live like an hour away just to try to sell them money. I'm not going to take advantage of my relatives. And by the way, it's going to be hard for me because I'm surrounded by boys not only in my own home, but going off to my relatives. Now, my in-laws, there are more girls, but there's still a lot more boys than girls.
Right? And so you want to be a smart businesswoman and start now when you know you're going to be seeing family and friends anyway, and get that intro out there and let all that be working for you. Jill, take it away.
Way to answer. What a great answer, Michelle. Way to go. And I think it's hilarious that you thought Julia was bossy. That was really, you are so fun. I just love it. Y'all, the 3 of us are great, great friends. We have roomed together, and I definitely called my husband and said, hey, turns out I'm the lowest maintenance one of the 3. Of the 3 of us. Yes, you are. Of the 3 of us. Let's be clear. But Julia, not boss. Just as sweet as pie. She's so sweet. Okay. Oh my God.
I don't know. For some reason, it just flashed in my head of what these ladies are like when the camera's off. And it's like, though they're friends, I think it's all business talk and what they're going to do. I don't have a good feeling about these ladies. That's just my feelings, though. So take it with a grain of salt.
Stop. How has this not been fun? I know that you are like, come on, get to the drawings. But thank you, Clarissa, Jenny, and Michelle, because you guys are brilliant. You are such amazing God-fearing women. And
Got a cough. I don't even have the worst of the cough yet. Let's blow our nose and continue.
we're all so proud of you. Okay, so y'all, this is going to be a lot of fun. And here's what I want to make sure that you know. So we're going to do some cash giveaways. And then, so we're 5 ladies on here tonight are going to win $100 cash. And you just, go, yes, get excited and make sure that your consultant, because she feels like.
So the advertisement for the comments, like I said, I wish I would have my old computer because where it's saved, up to $500. So each of these ladies is going to get $100. I'm wondering if I should go back and look at the unedited version where I can see all their names and go back to where and see if they put in I'm in for the thing to see if they can convince them to use that $100 on the business.
That she knows that you're a winner, and tell her what your Venmo is. If you don't have Venmo, then we'll figure out another way to get it to you. But give it. You're gonna get your money tonight. Okay. So then E-Star winners, then we're gonna announce your name and same thing. Okay. So here's what I want you to know. If you don't win, if you don't hear your name for cash, I don't want you to just hang up. Okay. Because at the we're just gonna do some quick announcements about the giveaways, and then we've got an announcement for everybody. So girl, you ready to give away some moolah? I'm ready to give away some money. You got it. I'm ready to give away money tonight. 5 $100 bills. Okay, so make sure. Yep, if you want to go in that E-Star drawing, you've got just a few more seconds, you guys, to put I'm in there. So who is our first cash drawing?
Yep, she just said it right there. I don't have to go back and look. I'm in to get that $100. Yep. You have to basically say you're ready to join to get that $100, so they could probably convince you, hey, you already got the $100. Why don't you buy this 90 some odd product? That is my opinion. I'm just saying. I wish I knew what happened afterwards. But so I am gonna skip over the names and stuff and see what happens afterwards. Because if I'm correct, when I came back to check on the computer, she says, "Well, I'm gonna stop this recording now. I'm gonna see what happens afterwards." But we're gonna skip the names and the drawings so that way nobody's information gets leaked.
And Julia is gonna give away our E-Star. And y'all, literally, when you earn an E-Star, it's like earning $1 million business, literally for free. If you heard.
That's the way to convince people. So we skipped over the names. I just wanted you guys to hear this for a little bit before I skip over the next names.
Best wishes and abundant blessings to all of you, not just our 5 who earn their starter kit, but every single one of you joining this insanely incredible business tonight.
Okay, so they just named off the last 5 winners, so let's continue.
Love it. Okay, so I mentioned that we've got a little something for everybody, so let me just tell you this real quick and then we're done. So thank you so much to our ladies who are behind the scenes and typing everybody's names in, because that's a lot of work. So thank you so much to Nicole and Joelle, and I'm so grateful for you guys. So I also want to say that thank you guys just for being such women of your word and for being on and listening and just being supportive of your consultant. And whatever capacity is best for you, here's what we would love for you to do now. If you would be willing to text your consultant and let her know you were on tonight, she may or may not have seen your name, and let her know if you're an A, a B, or a C. A stands for...
Yeah, so... it's not for me, but I'll either book an appointment with you or purchase a few products. It's like I didn't even want that. I didn't think I texted or messaged or nothing.
Or you know what? Sign me up. Julia says it's only $35. Let's do it. B stands for I think I want to give this a try, but I've got a couple more questions. Let's chat. C is it's not for me, but I'll either book an in-person appointment with you or purchase some products or book a virtual event or something like that. So A, B, or C, let me know that you're on. Thank you so much. And if you were not a winner of an E-Star tonight, but you decide to go ahead and
get started with your Mary Kay business, if you sign up in the next 24 hours, your new sales director, she will have a brave bonus for you. So be sure to check with her and ask her what that is. Thank you guys so much. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Have an amazing evening. And way to go, ladies. Bye, everybody. Bye.
So that was our Mary Kay consultant recruitment call. And now that we know they have not changed to affiliate program, this was 2 years ago, and it seems like they're still doing the same tactics. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you like this video anytime, please like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell when I go live. I usually post videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then give some likes for Junior. Junior, say hi. Junior, say hi. Oh, so until next time, bye-bye. Bye-bye.